he clearly fouls Mathurin. Right on the wrist and arm, no question. But hey, with how OKC's been allowed to defend all year, I guess it's not just hand is part of the ball. Now,
thank you. Like OKC get away with murder, man. Like it's crazy. Like you can't even touch Shai Gilgeous. You look at him and that's a foul. But like it's obvious that they're allowed to do whatever they want to do. So yeah, I think it's right. You're in the NBA Finals. Let's be fair now. So what's happening, YouTube? Welcome to ITSJONJONTV. On this video, we will be reacting to Tyrese Haliburton just made SGA's brain flop. And for those of y'all that's been checking out the NBA playoffs this year so far, this video probably will come out way after the finals is over, probably with the way that my schedule's set up. But this playoff run has been crazy and iconic by the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Haliburton has had 5 either game-tying or game-winning field goals in his playoffs. That's absurd, man. Whenever the Pacers need somebody to make a shot that actually matters, Tyrese Haliburton has been able to make that shot pretty much the whole playoff series, or the whole playoff run. So that's quite impressive, man. I'm not gonna lie. Coming from the most overrated player voted by the players, man, I mean, that's quite impressive. And I say that he has been having a good run. But SGA, on the other hand, I do have my opinions about his play style. He do average a lot of points per game, over 30 points per game. I think in game when he had 38, but I just don't really care for the way he gets his buckets. And, it kind of reminds me of the way Harden used to play, but Harden used to kind of bait people into getting in midair and then initiate the contact. Well, SGA, he's actually the one that's initiating the contact and the defender's getting calls against him. So I'm not really the biggest fan of the officiating, whenever it comes to defenders that guards SGA. But hey, that's neither here or there. That's another video. But anyway, not going to waste no time. Let's go ahead and see what they got to say about Tyrese Haliburton.
There's no way.
Final seconds, no fouls to give.
No f***ing way.
Haliburton looking.
This can't be happening again.
Haliburton driving, pulls off, jump shot.
If this goes in, there's got to be some serious black magic going on. Minus 500 for OKC. That was the Vegas line for Game 1 against the Pacers. That's basically David versus Goliath level disrespect. But to be fair, it made sense. This OKC team won 68 games. That's tied for the 6th best regular season in NBA history. LeBron's never done that. Kobe's never done that.
Hey, now Kobe did come close though, man. With that 2000s Lakers team, like 67 wins is a lot, especially in that time with how competitive the West was. I'm not saying it's not competitive now, but, don't try to say like, oh, Kobe never did that. Came pretty close multiple times, actually, like if you look at, 2009 Lakers, they won 65 games. So, like, I don't know, man. No shade, man. No Kobe slander will be accepted. I'm not saying he's slandering Kobe's name, but come on, bro. Let's get back to it.
That's how rare. LeBron's never done that. Kobe's never done that. That's how rare 68 wins is. Add to that, their defense, smothering. Their bench, deep. Their legs, young. And of course, SGA, the MVP, the free throw merchant, the foul artist, James Harden 3.0. Now, look at the Pacers. Their superstar is disrespected by half the league.
I might want to come to Indy. Come on, let's go. Never in my life. I'd rather retire.
To make matters worse, he was literally voted the most overrated player in the league.
That's crazy, though. A lot of those players kind of belong on that list, though, man. Like Rudy Gobert, You know, like he only had like really one good game against the Lakers, and that was the game that mattered. The one that kind of put the nail in the coffin. He belongs on the list. Trae Young, he's definitely disrespected. Jimmy Butler, he had a down year, but man, whenever the playoffs lights are on, you know, he typically perform except for this year, honestly. Brad Beal belongs on the list. Draymond Green belongs on the list. John Morant is special. Come on, man. Be for real. Julius Randle had a good playoff run. Joel Embiid, I will say that because it's injury trouble. Paul George belong on the list. But, man, I don't know. LeBron James? 2.2? I don't know, man. I don't know. Domantas Sabonis? Overrated? This list is ridiculous, man. I didn't get a chance to look at it whenever it came out. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on, but man, looking at the list now, man, quite a few players do not belong on this list, especially Tyrese Haliburton being on the top of the list. I'll say Rudy Gobert is easily the most overrated player in the league currently. Drew Holiday, yeah, well, hold on, man. Let's get back to the video.
To make matters worse, he was literally voted the most overrated player in the league this year. Didn't even make the All-Star game. Half a year ago, the man was benched for pretty much the entire Olympics. Not even good enough to be a role player. And on their way to the finals, people clowned them for beating two injured teams and a coach who ran his starters into the ground. I was honestly starting to feel bad for Haliburton. Yeah, he talks a little trash on the court, but that's just part of the game. Off the court, he's a chill dude. Normal, likable, not doing too much. And sure, his dad gets a little fired up, but come on. That's just love for the game.
That's true.
You know how I've made this year's playoffs way more fun to watch? By trading on Kalshi. Now that we're in the finals, every moment feels bigger, and trading on each game just adds that extra.
Boy, that was a long ad. Goodness gracious, man. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Glad it's over.
The game started exactly how everyone expected. Smothering defense.
Turnover from Toppin. And it's going to be a backcourt violation. And 6 turnovers now for Indiana.
The Pacers couldn't get anything going. Actually, scratch that. They were doing everything wrong. Pacers fans had to be sick watching that first quarter. I mean, turnover after turnover after turnover. They had 9 turnovers to just 8 made shots in the entire first quarter. That's rough, like really rough. How do you have more turnovers than buckets?
As soon as you bring that ball down, it is over. It is over against this team.
I get it. OKC's defense is elite, but 9 turnovers in 8 field goals? That's just ugly. And you know how I knew SGA wasn't playing around? Before the game even tipped off, the man was locked in, already practicing free throws, like he knew he'd be living at the line. And sure enough, from the very first quarter, he was in full control, setting the tone, doing his thing.
He knows Shea is trying to draw contact, but this right here is the balance and the shot making of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
The Pacers thought they knew what flopping looked like. I mean, they just played Brunson in the Knicks. But SGA's flops, different tier, whole new level of art. No wonder the line was minus 500. OKC was straight up bullying the Pacers.
SGA on the spin. It's in the paint. Left-handed off the glass. Another sweep.
And man, like talking about that with the flops, the NBA, they definitely have to do something about that soon. Just like what they had to do with James Harden, even though I'll say, like, I'll rather watch Harden draw fouls and watch SGA draw fouls because, like, on the instant replays, like, it's just egregious, like, how obvious it is that, like, defenders are not fouling him. But he's still getting the calls. You know, it's like even if you challenge it, like it's not gonna get overturned. It's like I don't know what the agenda is with the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe let's help the small team out, you know, like dominate, but I don't know, man. Like just watching, I can't really watch Shea play. I don't really care for that. And hey, you know, it's not really on him. If it's working, don't fix it. You know, or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, if you get in the calls, go for it. But, you know, like they got to figure out a way to like, you know, referee this fairly because, you know, that Minnesota Timberwolves series that they just got past, Jaden McDaniels got in foul trouble a lot. And he was playing really phenomenal defense, if you ask me. But it's just the way that Shea sails to flop. You know, just like in the moment, like it's easy to give him that call. But man, like sometimes, man, like I really kind of think it's getting to a point to where you just got to like let him play. Even if he is getting fouled, like legitimately, like, I don't know, it's like a bold cry wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep on crying wolf, eventually people are going to stop coming to your rescue and the wolf is going to actually be there. Same thing applies to Shea getting fouled. If you keep on flopping, guess what? It should be difficult for you to get the calls that you really legitimately need. And that's going to make you stop flopping. I don't know, man. NBA got to figure out a way to actually mitigate that problem, man, because it's not fun to watch at all.
Pacers.
SGA on the spin. It's in the paint. Left-handed off the glass. Another sweet move.
They looked like a well-coached high school varsity team, pressing full court, forcing turnover after turnover, getting shots up before Indiana could even breathe. And by the end of the first half, the numbers backed up the eye test. That wasn't just dominance. It was a message. In the third quarter, there was a hilarious play that pretty much sums up what a lot of fans have been saying about the officiating. Okay, look at Lou Dort here. The man literally wraps up and holds Thomas Bryant, swings him around, and somehow the refs actually call it for the Pacers. Now, as you can see, this is an obvious foul. But look at Lou Dort's reaction. He's saying, What? What did I do? I never get called on that. This is exactly what fans have been complaining about, that the Thunder seem to get away with everything. They're so used to getting away with those calls that even Hartenstein, their center, looked confused and annoyed. He didn't just stand there. He actually went over and complained to the ref like, wait, we're really getting called for that? And speaking of Hartenstein, on the very next play, he clearly fouls Mathurin. Right on the wrist and arm, no question. But hey, with how OKC's been allowed to defend all year, I guess it's not just hand is part of the ball. Now,
thank you. Like OKC get away with murder, man. Like it's crazy. Like you can't even touch Shai Gilgeous. You look at him, and that's a foul. But the way they guarded Jokic, like they had no business really getting past the Denver Nuggets. Let's be real. 7-game series, you put Caruso on Jokic, and Caruso beating Jokic with a billy club, and he's not getting no calls. Like, that's not equal. It's not fair. It's not the same level playing field. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, it's obvious that they're allowed to do whatever they want to do, you know? So yeah, I think it's right. You're in the NBA Finals. Let's be fair now. All right? Let's be fair.
He's been allowed to defend all year. I guess it's not just hand is part of the ball. Now, the wrist and forearm count too. But you'd think he got the ball with the way he reacted. He complained so much, the coach actually burned a challenge on it. But then it gets even better, like pure comedy. Because after clearly seeing the replay on the big screen, Hartenstein still walks up to Mathurin at the line and tells him it's not a foul. Mathurin, on the other hand, is just standing there like, wait, what do you mean? That's not a foul? Look, I'm not saying OKC doesn't play great defense.
That's crazy.
But this is exactly the kind of stuff that makes fans feel like a huge part of their defense.
See, I was just talking about this. Like, man, this dude is beating the crap out of Jokic, man, and like he didn't get no calls.
But this is exactly the kind of stuff that makes fans feel like a huge part of their defense is just getting away with stuff.
Like, come on.
Especially back in that OKC Denver series. People were furious at how Alex Caruso was defending Jokic. It caused such an uproar that some other YouTubers even made 20-minute breakdowns on it. And this fan probably said it best. Caruso's defense versus Jokic would follow him out in 5 minutes if it was SGA on the other side. That's what everyone gets pissed about.
That's real. That is real, yes. Like, man, like I'm not a fan of OKC whatsoever, man. And it's not really at the fault of OKC, but it's just like with what they are getting away with, what they're allowed to do. And you can't do the same thing to them. Now, if it was even, if the other team was able to be as aggressive, then it would be a nice game. They probably wouldn't have won 68 games. Let's be realistic here. But if you're allowed to be physical with the other team and they can't touch you, they can't look at you. Matter of fact, you're the one that's initiating the contact on them and you're getting all the calls. That's a problem. But hey, this video is not really intended to be a, don't like OKC session, what I don't like about them. But man, just the fact that he's pointing all this stuff out is making me infuriated because that's how I feel watching them. The NBA needs to do something about this.
If it was SGA on the other side, that's what everyone gets pissed about. Anyway, there was a bit of back and forth from that point on, all the way late into the fourth. But honestly, I, and probably everyone watching, fully expected OKC to close it out. So I started scrolling through what fans were saying online, and man, some of these takes were hilarious. Do y'all think Dort practices flopping off screens in practice? It's kind of impressive how ESPN managed to find the least likable people in basketball and give them jobs. Serious question, how is every screen Caruso doing not moving? PG deserves a statue for building our core for us. Then, just as the game was winding down, every time the Pacers made a push, SGA would start doing his usual tricks.
Hey, but that's kind of funny, man. They definitely need to give PG a ring. I think no matter which team wins, just a complimentary ring.
Every time the Pacers made a push, SGA would start doing his usual tricks. Drawing contact, slowing the pace.
That's good defense.
Doing his thing. And I'm thinking, yep, that's game. Until I saw one of the strangest calls I've ever witnessed.
In the playoffs at the free throw line, they're going to call a lane violation on the second missed free throw.
A lane violation. They called a lane violation in the clutch. The weirdest part about this call was that it wasn't even made right away. The ref waited until after the free throw was missed to call it. And then it gets even stranger. If you watch the footage, it doesn't even look like the ref is watching the lane. His eyes look like they're on the ball the entire time. This was bizarre. Either the refs were trying to make things interesting, or maybe they were keeping an eye on the spread. I don't know. But one thing...
Uh-oh. What's going on here? Will this be the Tucker rule type situation? Like, will this be the call that like turns around a series and allow them to win the NBA championship?
Or maybe they were keeping an eye on the spread. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, it was a pivotal moment. And for once, the Thunder were getting a taste of their own medicine. After that, the Pacers knocked down a couple of threes, and one of them straight up put SGA on skates.
Nembhard steps back, three-pointer. Got it! Three-pointer from Nembhard.
From there, it turned into a tug of war. The Pacers kept chipping away, inch by inch. Then, SGA tried to ice the game, but came up short. Honestly, he probably wishes he flopped instead. And just like that, the Pacers are running, and the ball finds Haliburton. And I'm still sitting there thinking, no way, no fucking way he's about to hit this. Nobody's that lucky.
Driving, pulls up, Jump shot. It's good. It's good. With 3/10 of a second remaining.
Gotta love it, man.
The entire world exploded.
Gotta love it.
Again, how does this guy keep doing it? SGA looks sick. His legs froze. His brain flopped. Guys, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Knicks, and now OKC? How? How does this dude keep ripping hearts out like this? Man, I don't want to jinx it, but if Haliburton actually pulls this off, a lot of egos are going to take a hit. This wouldn't just be an upset. It would be one of the craziest underdog runs in NBA history. And I can't help but wonder what Joel Embiid's thinking right now.
I might want to come to Indy. Come on, let's go. Never in my life. I'd rather retire.
Crazy work. Crazy work. Phenomenal video, man. Great breakdown. I'm definitely going to have to check him out some more. What's the name of his channel? Hoop Reports. So go ahead. I'm actually already subscribed to Hoop Reports. Go ahead and subscribe to his video. I'm sorry. Like the video. Subscribe to his channel. You got other great content. I actually subscribed to him already. But anyway, let me know what you think of down in the comments. I'm going to try to get this video out while the NBA Finals still going on. But let me know who you got in the finals. I'm hoping and praying that the Pacers pull this off because, man, like I said, I do not want to see OKC win because they really don't belong there. Let's be real. They should never got past the Nuggets. Yeah, they steamrolled past the Timberwolves, but that was because the Timberwolves, they did lose their fire because they're not able to play physical basketball like the OKC Thunder was. You know, I watched game one. That first half of game one was even. After that, all their stars were in foul trouble. Nothing you could do. I don't know. I don't really care for that style of basketball. But anyway, check out one of these other videos. Appreciate you checking out this reaction. I got plenty more on the channel where that came from. Catch you on the next video. Love you. Peace.